Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Okay, this is going to be a short video about the quick tune system for the M30C and the M60B. Or as you guys in the States know about it, it's about the 250Z and the Umarex Zelos. Now, the quick tune system, it was made by a guy here in South Africa. He came up with this idea, but I'm not going to tell you exactly about the components, how they work. This is his design, so I'm going to tell you what you need to do to put this little baby on and how it works. Now I'm going to show you now this quick tune system. As you can see there, just have a look at it. It's all numbered. As you can see there at the bottom, there's a little mark as well, just to tell you where it's been set. Now, like I said in my previous video, I have never tuned my gun in so quickly as I did in the previous video. Never. Now this system really works. Alright, now it does make this for the Snowpeak, the M30C, as well as obviously for this gun, the Snowpeak, the M60 or the M60B, whichever way you want to call it. But yeah, this is what it actually looks like on your gun when it's fully installed. It works perfectly. Alright, now let me tell you how it works. Now, when you order this from him and you get your package, you will get 3 parts. It'll be this main body, the quick tune system, with 1 screw and 1 hammer pin. Now, the only thing you need to do to put this on, you need to remove your butt pad totally. Take your cheek rest and take it off, as well as this butt pad cover as well. You need to take this off. But here comes just a small little tricky part. If you haven't done it already, you need to see where you need to drill in line with where the hammer spring is situated. So I know there's my hammer, so the hammer spring is walking all the way around and exactly on this, and you can see this line, almost exactly on that little line. You need to drill a hole, not too big, but big enough. I say it was about a 10 millimeter hole you need to drill, and right above it, all the measurements will be on this thing. You can just measure it by a ruler, and what you do is then you drill another hole, about a 3 to 4 millimeter hole. It's just for the 1 screw. If you do that, you take this little part you get, you put that little hammer pin, you put this in, you take your hammer spring with that screw. You take the screw totally out, you're not going to use that anymore. So you take your screw out, leave it one side, you will only be left with your hammer spring. Now that hammer pin will slide into your hammer spring. You push this back and you put in your screw. Just remember guys, when you do this, make sure when you do that your hammer spring, you actually start at 0. That is your main point. When it's in, don't put everything back together except for this little butt pad cover that actually hides your main block. Then you can go out, take a few shots and just play with your hammer spring and see if it's set correctly for your preference. If you see that you started at 0 and your velocity, for argument's sake, is 420, and you adjust it all the way up until 9, and you see what you only have left with velocity of 790. Just play a little bit with your regulator as well. But if you see that you do need a slight adjustment, you'll see that on that little hammer pin you get, there will be a black ring as well with a little grub screw. Just loosen it and just move that collar a little bit forward or backwards until you find your sweet spot, and you can just tighten the grub screw and you put everything back together. And that's actually how the whole system works. Now my gun isn't loaded at this moment. Okay, so let's say for instance you are actually on 9. Now this works almost exactly the same as the FX Impact. Let's say for instance you're on 9. Don't go all the way through to that side. Just listen to what your hammer spring does. I'm going to do this once more. There we are. Do you hear that? Now that's the thing that no gun likes it in any case. And whenever you do make adjustments on this quick tune system, make sure that your gun isn't cocked. I mean, you should know you never tune your hammer spring or your regulator whenever your gun is cocked. It's not good for any air rifle. So if you just only do those things, then you will be perfectly fine. So this is actually a big shout out just for Johan for making this quick tune system for the Snowpeak, the M30B, the M30C, and the Snowpeak, the M60. So really, I really enjoyed it. I mean, there's no problem. Like I said, I've never tuned in my gun so quickly as I did today. And what it makes it even more easier for me now is like in the mornings when it's hot or cold, because your speed does change. So if for instance cold in the morning and you tune your gun, you shoot 930 feet per second, it's perfect. But about 3-4 hours later, the sun is up and it's hotter, your velocity will change. It will go up. Now instead of 930, which you actually set it for, is now shooting at 960. Now you can only do small micro adjustments on this until you find that sweet spot again for 930. Obviously you do need a chronograph, but most of us do have them. And yeah, so that is the big round for this quick tune system for the Snowpeak M30C and the Snowpeak M60B. I hope you guys like it, and remember, just check in the corner. I will leave the guy's name here as well as his number. Please give him a call. I'll give you his I'll put him down his email address as well, so you guys can contact him. Now guys, aim small, shoot safe, eh? Cheers.